Welcome to the Dr. Sky Experience, heard exclusively here on Talk Radio 77 WABC, as we like to call it, and many agree, the crown jewel of radio, the iconic 77 Talk Radio, WABC, beaming out of New York City, the nation, the world, and I'm sure the cosmos. Heard in some 173 countries and all 50 states, and I wonder what other signals are being picked up in the cosmos. We begin as we talk about July skies 2024. Happy 4th of July to you and yours as we celebrate America's independence. We begin, of course, with an interesting fact. On the 5th of July, the Earth is at a position farthest from the Sun called aphelion. In simple terms, at that point in time, the Earth and the Sun are separated by some 94,500,000 miles. And yes, just like me, you may be wondering, if we're farthest from the light source, the Sun, why is it so hot? Well, the simple answer is the inclination of the Earth as it tips more toward the Sun in the summer, even though in the Northern Hemisphere, we obviously have the Sun at a far distance. More on that in future reports. We talk about Earth's nearest neighbor, the Moon. If you're interested in viewing dark skies, and hopefully have the ability to get away from city lights, and even city dwellers can participate, the Moon goes to new. We call it the dark of the Moon. And that's the start of another lunar lunation called numbered 1256. The Moon then moves on as a waxing crescent. You can look for it far into the northwestern part of the sky. It's a great time, in my opinion, to take a look at some of the more amazing shadows on craters and the differences between light and dark along that ever-growing line on the Moon. Each night you see more and more of the Moon visible during a waxing phase as the Sun rises over the Moon. The Moon then moves on to its first quarter on the 13th of July. After that, the Moon moves through a position we call gibbous, where the Moon looks egg-shaped. Well, the Moon continues on to its full phase in July as it reaches a position and is known officially as the full thunder or buck moon at 6:17 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 21st. But simply stated, this is a great time, as many people are on vacations and holidays, to grab a pair of binoculars and explore with me, Dr. Sky, on the Dr. Sky Experience here on Talk Radio 77 WABC, as we open our minds to the things that we don't normally get to talk about or see because our lives are strictly run by the Sun. Then we find out the Moon continues to wane after full. It moves on to its closest point in the sky in Earth distance. On the 24th, we call that lunar perigee. And then finally, as the Moon exits last quarter moon on the 28th. Some interesting things that you might want to take a look at. On the morning hours of the 15th, if you look into the northeast sky, the planet Mars and the planet Uranus will be separated, that is, by less than a degree. Mars is bright enough to be seen with the naked eye, but an object in a telescope that's within that field of view that may look greenish is the interesting planet we call Uranus. And then the Moon and the planet Saturn will be easily visible on the morning of the 24th of July, once again into the northeast part of the sky, just before sunrise. And if you're interested in seeing something in the evening instead of the early morning, pay particular attention to the evening of July the 17th, when that continuing waxing gibbous moon moves very close to the brilliant star in the constellation Scorpio called Antares. And if you listen to our last update here on the Dr. Sky Experience, Antares is the principal star of the zodiac sign of Scorpius. Some 500-plus light years away, the star is incredibly large. If compared to the Sun, and the Sun were the size of a small pea on a dinner plate, the size of the star Antares would be that about the size of a basketball. It's a red supergiant, and don't forget, the light you see left some 500-plus years ago. You know, we get asked this question through your emails, and my email is simply just drskyshow@gmail.com. Tell us, Dr. Sky, about some of the features and things that we can do as far as our own research in talking about these things you talk about with you on the Dr. Sky Experience. To download your very own star chart, go to skymaps.com. And one of our favorite websites, of course, is to go to theskylive.com, which is theskylive.com. And to learn so much more about what's happening in the realm of space weather, make it spaceweather.com. You want to take a look at some interesting spacecraft, satellites around the Earth, and watch the ISS, the Chinese Tiangong space station, and a plethora of other satellites, make it heavens-above.com. And if you'd like to learn more about me, Dr. Sky, go to our classic website, a compilation of who Dr. Sky is for all these 40-plus years that we've been doing this on radio and television. It's just drsky.com. And to learn more about eclipses, go to Dr. Sky, just drsky, eclipse.com. Many thanks to owner and operator John Katsimatidis. For every Sunday morning, I'm privileged and honored to be with him and many other newsmakers around the world on the Cats Roundtable every Sunday, and then every other Wednesday morning at 1 a.m. on Frank Morano's great show, The Other Side of Midnight, where we change the name with his permission to Cosmic Conversations with me, Dr. Sky. What do we say? Clear skies, health and happiness, and simply always remember to keep your eyes to the skies as we move into the summer of 2024, as we begin these interesting days called the dog days of summer. With hopeful clear skies, you'll get to see some of the wonders of the universe that we talk about. Many thanks to all of you listening to this radio station, the iconic Talk Radio 77 WABC, beaming out of New York City, the nation, the world, and I'm sure the cosmos, proudly heard in 173 countries and all 50 states. Clear skies.